Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. I, of course, am Hammer, founder of Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei. All wonderful different products that you can use to go ahead and help mortgage originators, mortgage brokers to get more business online from Google and AI search, social media. We also have an awesome CRM Lite package to keep you in touch with your past clients and things like that. So check us out at originatorssuccess.com, grabandgosocial.com, or ratesensei.com. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So glad to have so many of you here. So many familiar faces. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you. If you're watching on the replay, don't worry, I love you too. But just show me some love back. Give me hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. And again, the best way to join the show is to join live. And if you want a text reminder to do that, you can sign up on our text reminder list at hmmr.io/reminder, or use this cool QR code over here. You can even take a screenshot of it with your phone, and then you hold your finger on it on your photos, and it'll come up with a menu, and that'll work. So go check that out for sure and for shizzle. I am still out here in San Diego, kind of. I was told that I am 7 minutes from Tijuana and 20 minutes from actual San Diego, the city downtown. This is Coronado over here, by the way, the island Coronado. But I was told that this is like the bottom section. So Ron Siegel might know kind of what I'm talking about. Mike said, dress like you're home. Dude, it is colder here than it is at my house. I spoke to my wife. It was 50 something degrees at my house. It was 48 here this morning. My neck is cold. That's why I keep rolling this guy up here to. It's chilly out here on the deck, y'all. But it is beautiful. What a view. I mean, like, come on, how do I complain about this, right? I go from the mountains to the seas. What a great, just amazing country I live in. I love that. I love this country, the opportunities that I have. For those of you who don't know, I'm here with Founders Board. That's my mastermind group, getting some great stuff, which will help us to better serve y'all. Got to tell you, starting to warm up to the AI thing when it's done right. So I'll give you some news on that. But good morning, Michael Scott, Love, Mallory Fodiatis, Randy Tico, giddy up, sir. Great to have you. Mike Brown, Vicky McSweeney, Rob Stewart, Amy Blauser, Deb Dickinson. Amy, saw you on the calendar with Austin. Thank you for being so patient. He's here with me. So that's why it's off for a while. But Deb Dickinson, Harry Dennis, Angela, great to have you here. Mike, no, that was your question. Yasmin, good to see you. Aldrina, Carolina Small, Amber Moser, good morning. Debbie, Ron, great to have you guys here. Ron says today is National Carbonated Beverage with Alcohol Day. They actually make an entire day on that. Like White Claw, I have to lobby somebody. Carbonated beverage with caffeine day. That's even worse. Actually, I don't like the caffeine carbonated beverages. They're not my gig, not my thing. Debbie, good morning from Northwest Arkansas. Appreciate you there. Ron said, did you say you're on Coronado Island? I am not on Coronado Island, Ron. But here, if we actually take a look, don't worry, everybody. I'll get to the real stuff in a minute. But across from me here, this is the bottom end of Coronado Island. The bridge would be all the way up there on the other side of that we can't see around the corner for the hotel there. And I think that's Miramar over there, with the little jutting outlet there. The camera doesn't pick it up as well, but yeah. But this is Coronado. The guy that grew up down here told me it's got a name, even though it shows up on my map as Coronado. It's actually, he said it was called something different. So, good morning, Allison Foy. Angela will be with you too. That's awesome. So, all right, my friends, let's go ahead and get started. I've got a surprise for you today. Are you ready for this? All right, I got the iPad loaded, so I can now come over and I can say, here's the recap, and we're going to bring up the screen, and I can show you what I can see. I know that doesn't mean much to you guys, but this means that I can actually see what's going on when I'm showing you everything here, and I could actually adjust this. It'll take me a second but on the pity pad here, I could move this over, and we could. Does it move more than that? That's as small as it'll go on the iPad. So anyway, I'm gonna pop my head off the screen though, so we'll go full thing. But I can see what I'm doing and saying and talking about while I show you guys. So let me refresh this so we can actually get there. All right. So, quick recap. Here's what happened yesterday. Um, Come on, get the notification out of the way. Oh, you guys don't see the notification. Only I do. There we go. Okay. So, what happened yesterday? Mortgage backed securities were right about here or at 10 a.m. That's when generally when pricing comes out. That was right around, what was that number? That was right around 100.80 ish, right? And then there was a bit of a dip through the day. Now, all of this is due to stocks. This is almost all the movements that we're seeing right now are due to stocks. So when stocks are moving up, stocks are moving down. That's when we see this thing here. So basically, there was a bit of a dip. The good news is it really did not trigger any reprices worse. There was really not much that happened yesterday. And then we ended the day, basically close to flat on the day. Really not much of a move at all. This morning, you're getting a little bit of an increase. Don't get overly excited. A lot of the increase that we're getting today isn't really going to make it on the rate sheets. Rate sheets should likely to be about the same as yesterday. Taking a look at Mortgage News Daily, if you want to believe these guys, which I do, I think that Matt Graham's pretty consistent with this stuff here. I mean, taking a look here, you're not seeing much of a move at all here. I mean, 6.38, 6.38, 6.38. I'm starting to see a pattern, right? I mean, we're really not seeing much of a move. And you look at mortgage bonds, we're not seeing them change much either from where we've been. Really, remember with the red candlesticks were ending down at the bottom. So if we were to go from right here, remember this is pre-Fed meeting, that was our best level, and then during the Fed meeting went from up here to down here. And then you're at the top of the candle, top of the candle, top of the candle, bottom of the candle, top of the candle, bottom of the candle, and then bottom, 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 top. That's our movement. And I don't have to show you, I don't have to stress, the trend of this is still slightly down. So that's why we've seen worse rate sheets over that time. But it looks a lot more than it is. There's really not much going on. When we look at these technicals, we're looking for mortgage-backed securities. We want to see them moving up instead of down. And then on the 10-year Treasury yield, the 10-year Treasury has been running right around this 4.10, 4.11 mark for like forever here. So yesterday we closed at 4.11, then we were 4.14, then we were 4.15, then we were at 4.12, then we were at 4.07, 4.12, 4.10, 4.08. So I mean, we've really been within, about 7-8 basis points with the 10-year Treasury yield, and it's not enough to see any big moves. So rate sheets today are likely to be about the same as yesterday. Nothing that we have to really worry about. On today's economic calendar, we've got the 20-year bond auction at 1 p.m. Not likely to move rates at all today. It's not like we're going to see much movement. And then the Fed meeting is at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Not the Fed meeting, but the Fed meeting minutes from last month's Fed meeting. Now, remember, there's a lot of drama surrounding the Fed right now and the division within the Fed about whether there's a December rate cut needed or not. And when we compare that to what's going on with Fed futures, you're seeing a very similar kind of a thing. We are still at about a 50-50 expectation for where we will be. So the outlook for the Fed still about a 50-50 expectation. It's a coin flip. Markets are pricing in a coin flip on whether we're going to see a rate cut in December. If the expectation of a cut drops lower, that means rate sheets will get a little bit worse. If expectations of a rate cut go higher, that means rate sheets will get a little bit better. So keep that in mind as we're taking a look there. Speaking of the Fed, there were some headlines this morning that Trump says he thinks he already knows the choice for the Fed chair. The names that continue to be thrown around are the ones we've grown very used to. Currently, you've got Fed governors Christopher Waller and Michelle Bowman. Mickey Bowman. So we've talked about that before, and I've said that it was kind of funny to me that especially Mickey Bowman went from much more hawkish to much more dovish. And she blamed it on the labor market, and I think it's because she's up for the big job, and she knows that Trump wants rate cuts. Former Governor Kevin Warsh, I read an article of his in the Wall Street Journal yesterday in the opinion section. Got to tell you, I don't think he has a really firm grasp on it. He's definitely got the education for it. I mean, who am I to argue? I'm just some redneck sitting on a beautiful balcony in San Diego at an expensive hotel. Well, all right, so I've got a little bit of credential. I don't have anywhere near the credentials of Kevin Warsh, but he just really seemed out of touch with what's going on. with where the Fed is, and thinking the rate cuts. The other things going on as far as that goes, we've got the happy. Hey, where'd my picture go? If I do this one, no, it doesn't do very well. I don't like that. What about this? What about this? Ooh, this one's pretty good. Where's my picture? It doesn't. You guys are. I'm hitting all these little buttons to see what comes up to make it a certain way. And anyway, so taking a look here, the other people that are on here that are more on the list is we got National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett and BlackRock executive Rick Reeder. And if we take a look here, Trump said, "We have some surprising names and we have some standard names that everybody's talking about. And we may go to the standard way. It's nice every once in a while to go politically correct." That's my really bad Trump impression. But that is basically where we're at. And again, they're talking about having that by Christmas. Remember, part of the big deal with what will happen with the Fed is that Powell is out as Fed chair in May, but his term goes till 2028. I think though that he's probably going to go ahead and leave early. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Powell will quit after his term as Fed chair is over, or do you think he'll stay on just to make Trump miserable, which would be kind of funny? But I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he'll bother. So reprice risk on the day is low, by the way. But remember, tomorrow does bring the September jobs data. I don't know if anyone's going to care, though. I don't know. So Ron Siegel said, let me find some comments here. There you go. Ron said, watch the probability of a rate cut tomorrow with tomorrow's non-farm payroll release. The jobs numbers are very weak when we look at alternative sources. Yes. I'm curious, though, because now we're looking at September data, and it's November. And I'm wondering if markets are going to care. The next report we get is going to be November data, which will come out first week of December before the Fed meeting. So we'll definitely see a lot of flip. But I'm curious. I'm torn, Ron. I don't know that we're going to see a strong reaction to the labor market data. I think markets have already made up their mind, like you said, because of the alternative sources. Ron said, how does the Fed chairman selection work? Who has input? The president nominates the Fed chair, and I think Congress has to approve it, like a lot of the other nominations. So it is going to come down to Trump's selection, and whoever he picks, I don't think that you're going to have any kind of issue where they would be selected. Ron, you got any insight on that, or does anyone else have any insight on that on the selection? I'm 90% sure that's how it works. Ron said, stick to your day job. You may not make it as an impressionist. I know, definitely not going to make it in comedy, but hey, I will stick to my day job. Let's see. Oh, Ron, you're in Cali. FOMC minutes released at 11 a.m. I'll tell you, I do love getting up early, getting the stuff done early and then having my day over by the afternoon. I'm amazing it's not like Spain and you guys don't take naps here at like 3 o'clock because, when the rest of the world, the important part, the East Coast is over for the day, that you guys still think that what you do matters. So anyway, Ron said, am I looking at the 5.0 or the 5.5? I'm looking at the 5.5. It doesn't matter which one we look at though, dude. It really doesn't. I look at the 5.5 for the consistency. I just think it's a little bit smoother. Right now, looking at the 5.5, we're up 5 basis points. And if we move that to the 5.0, which is the one that Matt Graham has the happy little, it's the same pattern. You're looking at the same dip yesterday. You're looking at the same increase today. We're up 4 basis points instead of 5. So it doesn't really matter which one of these we're looking at. Both of these coupons are moving in lockstep. They're almost twins. So it doesn't matter for that. Yasmin says, life is short. She thinks Powell's going to retire. I agree. I can't imagine making himself miserable in that. For sure. Ron, DDB's report yesterday, very negative on underlying jobs. She's been saying that for a long time, and I don't think she's wrong. I don't subscribe because I wasn't reading it consistently enough. And there, Ron said, I am spot on with the Fed approval process. So, and you do take a nap at 3 o'clock. That's funny. One other thing about the jobs data and different things. Let me see if I can find it. It was funny because I'm looking at the other monitor here to see if I can find it. There was one area of something I read this morning where they talked about the number of jobs that, yeah, here it is. So let me show this to you, and then we'll wrap up for today, y'all. So here we go. All right. So AI has been, hold on, it's not, there we go. Okay. AI has been cited for 48,414 job cuts announced in the US so far this year, according to a recent estimate from outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas. It definitely is a gray Christmas if you lose your job to AI. Companies are getting more comfortable blaming AI for reductions in headcount, something they'd previously shied away from due to concerns about numbers. So what the argument with this is, and the reason we're talking about this by the way, is that the argument would be made that if we are seeing the labor market weaken due to AI, that's not something that the Fed would be able to manipulate by cutting the Fed funds rate. In other words, it's not because companies are not growing or need some kind of stimulus or need some help or need to borrow money. So that's why there's a lot of talk about why are we seeing the job market vacillate the way that we are, and is this just an evolution of that fourth wave of the Industrial Revolution? Because that is very different than if companies are cutting and layoffs because they're not making money, because sales are down and the economy, people aren't out spending. So that's why it's all about how they can kind of work with that and manipulate that. So keep that in mind. Jerry said, in all fairness, when the market tanks, it's early for us, way more time for us to drink our sorrows away. That's funny. That is funny. So, all right, my friends. Well, happy San Diego Wednesday to you. Hope you have a happy hump day. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Remember, if you'd like to learn more about some of our products to help you to get more business online, check out originatorssuccess.com. Originator Success is about being found, being chosen, being remembered. It's a turnkey solution where we focus on building your online presence, your online brand, helping you be found on Google and AI search. We provide you with a website that actually converts into conversations and loans, because getting those eyeballs to talk to you is critical. And then we want to keep you in front of everybody. We help you generate reviews. We've got some awesome CRM Lite tools with our Agent Power Tips, our weekly rate forecast, different touch points and emails that we have that go out to keep you in front and getting business. So go check out originatorssuccess.com. Sign up for a demo. You can get it in for about $300 a month, and there's no contracts, no setup fees. I know that 3 years ago people were like, 300, I'll take two. Now you're like, 300, do I really need it? This is a product that does pay for itself. And you do need this, or you need to be doing something similar for yourself, which you don't have time to do. So let us do it for you. Check it all out. That's right, Randy. Found, chosen, and remembered, my friend. Ron said, can I share a GPT that will summarize newsletters? You can read them quickly. Text me if you want it. Oh, you can share a GPT. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. Do you need a GPT itself to do that, or just wouldn't the standard one do it? But I don't read. I may take a look though. I got a call last week from your OS website. Hey, that's awesome. It was from Pennsylvania. That's funny. That I don't know why that happened. I definitely would like to learn more about that. Ron Siegel says, got a call last week from your origin. Dude, well, it's a referral. Come on, give it to somebody in Pennsylvania. I'm sure that somebody here can do loans in Pennsylvania. If you could do loans in Pennsylvania, put that in the comments so that Ron knows. But yeah, I'm sorry, my friend. We got to get you some San Diego loans. I don't know how you came up for a Pennsylvania loan. But anyway, well, y'all take care. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.